Well, I was born on June 23rd, 1913, in the Pueblo of Isleta by a midwife and a medicine man, and grew up there as just a baby, I guess, because my parents moved to Winslow, Arizona as a little child, and so I spent most of my childhood in Winslow, Arizona, where my father worked in the roundhouse as a boilermaker. When I was 6 years old, I went to Pewaukee, New Mexico, where my grandparents lived, and entered the kindergarten there, went to school there for about 3 years. And then I went back to Winslow again and went to the public school there for just a year. My parents moved to Isleta, and I entered the third grade. Then on September 1923, at 9 years of age, I entered the Albuquerque Indian School in the fourth grade. It was very different for me. However, it wasn't different for me to leave home because I was away from home most of the time, even during my childhood years. Really got into the swing of things pretty quickly. And I loved it. I really liked it because I loved people. I liked different tribes. I liked just almost anything. So I enjoyed my first year at the school. One thing that was so different from any schools or from anywhere I went was the military aspect of it. The school was under the military system. The students formed into companies just like an army post. Being still a little girl, I was in Company H. We were put in companies according to height, the tallest being A, on down to the smallest, which was Company H. We didn't drill during the days. We could drill in the mornings, early in the morning. It was up to the captain if they wanted to drill their companies. 5:30 in the morning or before breakfast. Breakfast at 6:30 at 7 o'clock, like the military blows now. Every Sunday we had a dress parade, and we marched to our classrooms. We marched to our dining area meals. Everywhere we marched was to the band playing in the middle of there was a bandstand there. As I continued to be there for 9 years, then on my very last year I became captain of Company B. I have dreams about all those things yet. I do. We had a school song, we had a football song, and we had class songs. I remember the football song. Hi-yo, hi-yo, it's an I-yo, 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 hey, nay-ya. That was when, a lot of times when somebody got hurt, they'd sing it louder and whatever. It was maybe like a medicine song. I don't know what it was. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. From the moment I went in there, I just fitted in. Then we got into our dormitories, and there were certain girls put in certain dormitory, and these dormitories were rooms where there was one bed after another. On Saturdays, we all had to get fine-combed for hair lice. To me, it's funny now, but at that time, it was scary. We had great big playrooms. They were called playrooms, just great big halls, 2 big halls. And in this one hall, they'd have a big table covered with a white sheet. And each one of us, everybody had to go put our names down. The matrons, which were Indian matrons, girls who had graduated right there from the Indian school, would comb our hair. And there was a lice, and what was funny was they would count each lice. Yeah, they would count each lice and put the number of Agnes Dill 57
lies today.
Lies today. I can't think of any one great event except graduation. To me, graduation was a wonderful thing. It was a feeling of accomplishment. Even I have no negative feelings about the school. The Indian schools were a necessity to me in those days. Where would I have gone? Six of us children. We were only not six at that time when I started in going to Albuquerque. I think the higher spirit was already telling them what was going to happen in the future. And I think my dad and my mother somehow had that, because he always says they always told us you're going to have to compete with a white man. You're going to have to learn how to live according to their ways. You're not always going to live like this. So one thing he always quoted, he loved poetry, my dad did, and he quoted poetry. He knew a lot of poetry. And he always had, his favorite though was the Psalm of Life. And this little tiny verse that he said was, "Be not like dumb driven cattle, be a hero in the strife." He always quoted that to us. And so we tried to be a hero in the strife. And maybe we didn't succeed, but we followed their advice.